and you've lived this like really amazing life coming born in like Belarus and Soviet Russia. And I noticed you ended up in Israel and your piano was there. That was one really touching moment to me because that piano represents so much. And then you went to Canada, which is where my family's from. And the piano wasn't there, but the creativity still was. And now you're a professor at Santa Clara University and CEO of Wave AI. How did your journey shape your perspective on creativity and the role of AI with human expression that you share in creative machines?
I think creativity was a lifeline for me in a way through all of this moving around the world, grandchild of a Holocaust survivor. At the piano, my feelings would pour out of me, and I would sort of get to process things that otherwise would just sort of sit dormant and fester inside of me, perhaps. And I really felt this pain when the piano was gone through the immigration, when my family wasn't able to get me another instrument. And now we are at a time in history where when people wonder if they should even bother be creative, good people who are just afraid of what's going on in the world. And I don't want the whole planet to lose the piano, so to speak, the way that I did. I think it's important. I want to go on top of the hill and scream that the age of AI doesn't have to be about taking away creativity for us. It can be the opposite. It can be about making us more creative, giving us more power. And God, it's so important that we don't hang up our hats because we're scared, right? That we don't give away not only the control to our knowledge and information, but don't give away our creativity to machines because they also seem capable, right? That doesn't have to be our story.
No, and you talk about, like, in your book, how AI exposes our biases and assumptions about intelligence, that idea of the mirror that we're looking can be very like, oh, I don't like the mirror. And to me, that's like one of my early mentors when I was really frustrated and had blown up my first business because I was clueless about business. I mean, so bad. I mean, I was just frustrated and ranting, right? And he goes, the purpose of art is to beautify the artist. If it connects with anyone, fantastic. But it's not about you being famous. It's about you are actually working on yourself. And I saw that when I was reading a book that just came up in me because your work shows how, like Wave AI, how does it sort of reveal some of these blind spots in the mirrors in how we think about creativity itself?
I think in the end, it's only with yourself, right? I think it's so beautiful how you said it. And our desire to express ourselves, our desire to share our emotions with each other is inherent. It's who we are. And when we're looking at machines through a humble lens, when we're looking at them taking a humble role in our world, a background role to support us and elevate us, we really can create a world where humans are more expressive and more connected with themselves than ever before. And what's interesting, and in the book, I'm very honest about sort of the vision that I'm seeing and also about the fact that other people are pursuing a different vision. If certain investors and certain entrepreneurs want to go in the opposite direction and replace creatives, we have to accept that as part of the fabric of reality. But at the same time, continue to build tools that elevate us. And so instead of ending up in a reality where all human creatives are replaced by machines that all keep creating exactly the same art, God, okay, we at the same time in parallel also have machines and people using them to explore new art forms to become more creative, and then those machines that keep tending towards the mean don't take over. They're part of the formula. They continue to compete with the people who use machines that are designed to elevate them, because human plus machine done well is always going to beat the autonomous AI agent. Keep believing in our neural network inside our brain, and believe in the creativity within yourself, because it's critical that we don't hang up our hats before these machines even beat us, because that's how they win. They win like any war. They win by scaring us. They win not by being better, but by having us give up. So we don't give up, and we don't give up on any front. And that way we create a future for ourselves and our children that we can actually be proud of.